Hello everyone, welcome to Jolly Molly TV. Today we're going to do another fun block in Kimberbell's A Quilty Little Christmas wall hanging project. In today's video we're going to work on this block right here that is called stamps. This is going to be super cute to stitch out. Can't wait. So let's go ahead and grab your plastic pouch system that you have labeled stamps, and let's head over to the embroidery machine and let's get started stitching. Okay, I'm at the machine. I have a bobbin with white thread down below, and I've put white thread in the top of my machine because my background fabric is going to be white with green polka dots. Look at that. So I want you to get your plastic pouch system that you've labeled stamps. There we go. And pull everything out. These two pieces of fabric are going to be for applique that we'll use in a little bit. So put that off to one side. We have our background fabric. If you have the kit, it's this white or kind of off-white with green polka dots. So I have fused the back of that as well. Then you'll also need to get your red glitter vinyl from your embellishment kit and keep that off to one side. Keep it handy. We're going to be using that in a little bit. Also, you need a pre-cut piece of batting that is 5 by 7 inches. Go ahead and get that out and put that aside. All right, and now we are all set to load the design. So let's go to the screen cam. I have a Baby Lock Destiny machine. If you have something similar, you can follow along. It's like the Brother Dream machine. It's identical. So I'm going to go to my flash drive and go to my A Quilty Little Christmas folder. And I'm going to pull up the quilting design first. Okay, the quilting design, we're looking for Christmas 16. Ooh, this is my favorite. Yes, it is. The gingerbread men and the houses. And I'm looking for the 4 by 6 inch design, which is this one right here. That's what I want. So I'm going to click set. Brings it in nicely. Now I'm going to add a second design, the main embroidery design, on top of this. I'm going to go to my main quilt, and I am looking for stamps. So it's under the Sending Wishes folder number 2, and it's right here. It's called 5 by 7 stamps. Oh, this is going to be cute. All right, and so we're going to click set. Bring that over. Oh yeah, this is going to be adorable. And it brings it in perfectly where it needs to be, and all we do is click embroidery. All right, so let's go to the hoop cam. I've got white thread up above, so I'm ready to go. So let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for the batting. This is going to be a fun block. Okay, so I'm going to put the batting down, making sure that it covers all of that placement line. Put the foot down, and let's tack down this batting. Okay, so now I want you to take the hoop off the machine, go to a table, and I want you to trim away the excess batting from around all 4 sides of that stitch line, and I'll meet you right back here. All right, I've got the batting trimmed up, so let's put the foot down and stitch out the placement line for the fabric. Okay, so let's put the fabric down. If you happen to have a directional fabric, you want the top to be over here and the bottom to be over here because the design is going to stitch with the top on the left side. All right, so I've placed my fabric approximately where I think it needs to go, and I'm going to feel for the batting. I can feel the edge. I got plenty of excess fabric on all sides, so we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and tack this fabric down with the white thread I still have up on top. Here we go. All right, yeah, the white thread is going to look good on this fabric, so I'm going to do the quilting in white so that the two stamp designs will pop and be the focal point on this block. So choose the color thread you want for your quilting, put that on the top of your machine, and put the foot down and enjoy the stitch out. It's 3 minutes in real life. Here we go. That is so cool. Can you see that? Look at that quilting. Can you see that with the houses on the top and the gingerbread men on the bottom? So cute. All right, so now we're going to be stitching the placement line for the stamps. I want you to know that this is the top of the block and this is the bottom. So this is left. This will be the Joy stamp. The Joy stamp is going to get the white, or excuse me, the cream applique fabric. The candy cane's going to be on the right, and the candy cane's going to get the pink fabric. Okay, that's important to remember because the first placement line it wants to do for this fabric is down here, which is going to be the cream fabric, which means what color thread do I want to put in the machine? Cream. All right, to match the cream fabric. All right, so let's do that. Put your cream thread up on the top, and this will be a quick stitch out. It's just a placement line of where we're going to put this applique fabric. All right, ready or not, no loops, and we're off to the races. Okay, now we're going to put the cream fabric down, making sure that you cover that placement line in its entirety. Put the foot down and let's tack down the cream fabric. Oops. Oh, didn't like that. It didn't like that. That's okay. I'm going to just rethread my needle. Oops. Says okay. Okay. Check the needle. I gotcha. All right. Okay, now I'm going to go plus and minus, and I'm going to go back 10 until I'm at the beginning, which is, there we go. Step number 2 is where I want to be. Okay, and this is going to be the tack down line. So I just move myself backwards, and if I went too far, I move myself forward until I get to the first stitch of step 2. All right, and now we're good to go back. All right, so let's put a foot down and try this again. It did not want to cut that thread. Not a problem. There we go. So I'm going to take the hoop off the machine ever so gently, and I'm going to trim away the excess of this cream or ivory fabric, and I'll meet you right back here. Just this. Don't touch the background. Just do the ivory fabric. Okay, I've trimmed that up. Now it wants to do the placement line for the pink fabric. Now I'm going to put pink thread in the top of the machine. And you do the same on your end. Match whatever color your applique fabric is going to be. All right, you got this. You can do it. You can do it. Thread the needle. We have no loops. We're good. Let's stitch out the placement line for this second fabric. Okay, so now I'm going to lie this fabric down, making sure I've got all of that placement line covered. Let's put the foot down and tack down this fabric. Okay, now I'm going to take the hoop gently off the machine. And now I want you to take this to a table, and I want you to trim away the excess of the pink fabric right here all around that stitch line. Just don't nick those stitches. And I'll meet you right back here. All right, so I've got that trimmed up. Now I want to switch out my thread here, and I want to put in a white thread. Kimberbell is saying a cream thread, but I want my candy cane that's going to be on this pink fabric to be red and white. So this is the white part of the candy cane, so I'm going to put in white. But you pick which color you would like your candy cane to be, either white or cream. Put that color thread in the top of your machine. Oops. And we're going to stitch out part of the candy cane. All right, this is a 4-minute in real life stitch out. And we have a loop. Get that loop out so it doesn't break your needle or ruin your foot or cause damage to your machine. Ready? Foot down. It's 4 minutes in real life. Let's make a candy cane. Isn't that cool? All right, love how stuff starts to take shape. So I'm going to take my white thread out from the top of my machine, and now I'm going to put the color red that I want my candy cane to be. All right, you do the same. Put your red thread up on top for your candy cane, and this is a 2-minute in real life stitch out. All right, you got this. Let's make sure we don't have a loop. Nope, we're good. All right, let's stitch out the rest of the candy cane. All right, we got a candy cane with a hole in the middle. Let's fix that hole. Let's go ahead and stitch out the placement line for the glitter. And I want to use the same red thread that I have up above to stitch this placement line out. Here we go. Okay, nice. So I have my red glitter vinyl that I used last time, and I'm thinking I might be able to get it in this little section right here without even having, well, no, I better take a little bit more off. I was going to try to chance it, but nah. I better take a little bit more plastic off because I don't want to sew on this plastic. Throw this part away. All right. So yeah, let's go ahead and just line this up right next to here. I can go right on top, and I'll go ahead and place some tape so that it doesn't move. And I'm totally covering all of it. Yes, I am. All right, so red thread still up on the top of your machine. Let's tack down this glitter vinyl. I love this stuff. Perfect. Okay, so what I want to do now is I'm going to take the tape off. Da-da-da-da. And then I'm going to take this to a table, and I'm going to trim away the excess of this glitter. Just trim around the bow very carefully. Try not to nick the stitches. Now this is raw edge applique, so don't go right up on the stitches. Go like just a tiny bit away from them, because there's not going to be any other stitching that covers the edge of this. All right. Also, in Kimberbell's instructions, they mention that you can press it with a pressing sheet for 15 to 20 seconds. I don't do that right now. I wait until the very end of the project when I'm sewing the blocks together and I'm pressing stuff, and then I'll use a pressing sheet on top of the glitter just to give it a few seconds of adhesive. This is heat transfer vinyl. That's why they do that, because that'll make it have an additional hold on the fabric. Okay, you don't have to have it, but it's nice. So let's go ahead and trim up this bow Raw edge applique, remember, no more stitches on top of it. And I'll meet you right back here. Alright, so now we're going to put the hoop back on. And with the same color red thread up on top, we're going to stitch out the 25 cents. Here we go. Okay, so now it's going to do a bow fill. I saw a couple straggler threads I want to get rid of. And cut here. One more. There we go. And some stragglers here at the bottom. Straggler threads bug me. Because it's like, no. You're not making it look neat. There we go. Okay. I have to have it neat. Now I'm going to put a darker red thread up in the top of my machine. And it's going to stitch out a bow accent underneath the bow. Alright, so put the color red you'd like your accent to be in. It's like a shadow underneath the bow. And let's stitch this out. This is a 1 minute stitch out. Nice. Okay, a couple more stragglers. There we go. Want to get the ones off the end because the next step is going to be the border. The really fun border that looks like a stamp. The first it actually looks like the remnants of a puzzle, and it actually looks more like a stamp. Alright, so I'm going to use the same dark thread I have up on top. That is what Kimberbell did, and I like that, having a little bit darker on the outside edge. So let's put the foot down, stitch this out, put the color thread that you want to be your border up on the top, and it's a 10-minute stitch out. So sit back and relax and enjoy. Here we go. Cool! Isn't that pretty? Look at that. Amazing. Okay, how's my bobbin doing? Yeah, I'm going to run out in this next one. So I'm going to go ahead and put a new bobbin in right now. Just so I don't have to deal with it running out in the middle of a stitch out. And then I got to reposition the machine to be at the right spot to continue on. So I prefer just to go ahead and put a new bobbin in, and that way I can avoid that issue, and I can use up this partial bobbin later. It's good for tack down stitches, placement stitches, stuff like that. Alright, so I'm going to leave the same color red thread in the top of the machine because I'm going to come over here and stitch out the quilt block portion of this stamp. So this is a 7-minute in real life stitch out. Here we go. Don't you just love how this block is turning out? I sure do. All right, so I'm going to leave that same red thread up in the top, and it's going to stitch the word joy. All right, let's put the foot down. Here we go. 1 minute stitch out. Okay, we have only 2 things to stitch out left on this block. The first one I'm going to do in the light pink, which is going to be the 25 cents up here, and then the second stitch will be the darker pink, which will be the border around the outside of that stamp. So I'm going to put the lighter of the 2 pinks up on the top of my machine, and you pick out which color you'd like your 25 cents stitched out in, and load that thread in your machine. Oh, we have a loop. We've got to get the loop out. Loops cause damage to your machine. They break needles and do worse. So always make sure you get your loop out. Okay, this is only a 1 minute stitch out. Here we go. Okay, I got one little straggler thread that I want to get rid of. Very carefully. There we go. These curved scissors are awesome. All right, so now we have 1 stitch out left to do. It is going to be the medium pink in my collection here, and that's going to go around and be the border outside this block. I cannot wait to see this stitch out. So go ahead and pick which color you'd like your outside border to be. And let's go ahead and load that thread in your machine. And you've got this. This is the last stitch out of this block. It's a doozy. It's 11 minutes in real life. But you got this. All right, you can do it. Let's put the foot down and enjoy the stitch out. Here we go. Another amazing block in this project. Look at how cute that is. I still love these borders. They take a lot of time, but they're so cool. I love this block. I hope you love yours too. All right, we're almost done. Let's take the hoop over to the table and I'll show you how to finish up this block. All right, isn't that the coolest block, especially with that glitter vinyl right there? That's so cool. So now the only thing left to do is to square this block up. And we're going to use these outside stitch lines in order to do that. So this block is going to be squared up to 6.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So I want to measure from this outer stitch line to this outer stitch line, and that's 6.5. All right. Then I'm going to go from the top down to this bottom one, and that is just shy of 4.5 inches. So that's what we're going to do to square up this block. Okay, so I'm going to come right with this outer stitch line. This is not straight. So I'm going to turn it over and see if I can get a nice straight one over here. yeah, it's not so straight either. All right, so because of that, I'm going to use this line on my ruler, and I'm going to put it on this stitch line here at the bottom. And then that will give me a good straight edge to cut this one side on. Can I see the stitch line? Yes, I can. I can make that cut. This is what you do if your stitch line is a little bit off, because you want the block to be square. So then you can line it up with that other stitch line. Okay, so I'm going to go 2, 4, 6.5. I'm going to line this line up with the stitch line. And I'm lining up this line all the way up on the mat. Little bit of three-dimensional feel here, so I'm going to put my fingers around that stamp area on the inside so I have a good pressure hold on the ruler. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. Go ahead and slowly make your cut. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here. I'm going to use this line to line up my block. And then I'm right on the stitch line. Now I'm going to go just a hair past. All right. Can I see the stitch line? Yes. Make your cut. You got one more to go. Okay, so I'm going to go here. I'm going to line this up to 4.5. This line gets lined up on the bottom of the block. Then this ruler line all the way up and down on the mat matches, gets lined up. Can I see that stitch line? Yes, I can. I can put my fingers on both of the stamps in the middle, and I got a firm hold. I can see the stitch line, and I can make my cut. All right. You did it. Look at that. That is super adorable with those two stamps. Love every single block so far in this project. It's just amazing. So I hope you had as much fun today making this block as I did. And I hope you stay tuned here on Jolly Molly TV for more fun and more cute blocks from Kimberbell's A Quilty Little Christmas wall hanging project. And until I see you next time, take care and happy stitching. Bye-bye.